Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Tomorrowaday Farms. Today we're going to work on some Hickorycroft ketchup. My good friend Steph over at Hickorycroft Farms has done a canning video. I will link it above in the iCard, and I will also leave her recipe down below. I am tripling her recipe. We want to try something different for the winter, and so I'm going to make her ketchup this year, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. So without further ado, I am going to do my 8th box of tomatoes before I go to work, after I'm done work, and I've just been making standard tomato sauce this year. I haven't done anything super special yet, guys. Produce up here is getting really hard to find, and with working I can't go to the produce auction, so I got to do it as I can find it. I don't know if anybody else is having that issue or not, but we are definitely having that issue here. And we can't find vinegar. We can't find salt. We don't have any sugar up here. So what I have, I'm trying to be very, very skimpy on. So, but let's get working on this ketchup, and I will fill you in on what's going on with farm. All right, guys. So I have my chicken slash pig bucket over here. I'm going to just chop these, throw them in my roaster. Nothing too overly special, the way I always do it. And then we're gonna add some more things to it. But what's been going on? Well, last Sunday we had a Category 2 tornado. That was interesting, let me tell you. Thank goodness for our friends Fred and Diane, because they are the ones that told us about it, and they don't even live anywhere near here. Having baby rabbits. Michael's going to do a video this week and catch you guys up outside. We've had a ton of predator issues this year. Literally, it seems like every day we're losing 2 or 3. I've lost all my turkeys except for 2. It's just been, I think the animals are just so darn hungry, you know, and I can't get too upset with them. But, you know, I came here to this farm with 15 turkeys, and I have 2 left, and we have lost them all to predators. So that's kind of sad for me, because that's my favorite animal on the farm. So what I have here is 24 pounds of tomatoes. So now Steph did them with what she had around her farm, and I hope to be just like Steph next year and have enough produce. I don't have to go buy it, you know. Oh, Michael and I have a 3-day weekend this weekend. So we are going to relax on Monday, but we are going to work our little tails off. We have processing to do Saturday. We have some big meat birds that look about 10 to 11 pounds, so we got to get them done. But these are beautiful tomatoes. Like, and we save up our points, and we buy a lot of these tomatoes with just our PC points. So, really and truly, I'm doing a lot of this tomato canning. I think we bought 5 boxes, and at $50 for 5 boxes, at 22 to 24 pounds each box. So I can't even get that at the Amish auction for that price. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, because I only have about an hour before I go to work, I'm going to peel these, or cut these, and then I'm going to feed my chickens my tops. Actually, if you guys hold on, I'll show you what I've been doing, because I have another roaster full, and I'll show you guys. I'm just going to pick you up. You can look at my little puppy. Well, he's not a puppy. He's almost 20 years old. All right, so this, excuse me guys, that's what I've been doing. Standard sauce, there's no spices in it, there's no nothing. this I jarred up. I jarred up another roaster this morning. My roasters, man, I have 3 on the go all the time. One empties, I fill it. I'm still short. I've done 70 jars, and I'm still short my goal of 125. So I am going to keep going. I have 2 cases of tomatoes in the freezer when I can get some peppers and stuff, because I really want to try a salsa this year. But we can do that anytime because they're in the freezer, right? We can do that together. There's no salt, there's no pepper, there's lemon juice. That's it, and the tomatoes. That's what I did this year. And I think it's going to work out okay because I can use it. Because I put spices and everything in my pasta sauce when I make it again anyways. So that's what I kind of came up with this year. But I'm going to vent this lid so water can cook out of these tomatoes. I'm going to get cutting these tomatoes, and then we'll put them on together in the roaster. Alright guys, we're going to have to improvise a little bit on Steph's recipe because there are things here I can't find. Like celery seed and stuff like that. So we're going to improvise a little bit, but that's okay. I don't think Steph's going to mind that we had to improvise her recipe a little bit. And it shows you guys how if you're doing a recipe and maybe you just don't have that one thing, how to improvise it, which is good. So I'm just going to chop up these onions. They don't have to be perfect because I'm just going to use my immersion blender on them. This will probably take me in the roaster a couple days. So we'll finish this up on Sunday. I'll let it go while I'm at work today and while I'm sleeping. Beauty of a roaster, guys. And don't forget, that's the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, is a roaster. So if you know someone that could enjoy the channel, share it and ask them to subscribe. Alright. Then I will pull over this roaster here. I'll show you our couple improvisations here. Alright, let me get rid of my chicken bucket here. So, here is our roaster. Just want to make sure you guys can physically see that roaster. Okay? I don't have it plugged in right now. So, Steph's recipe calls for a teaspoon of celery seed. Well, I don't have any. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dehydrated celery. And I'm just going to put, and that will retain some of the water from the tomatoes as well. And that was a good half a cup. Okay, now I'm tripling, right? I will write Steph's recipe out as is, okay? But like I said, I've had to improvise a little bit. So I have 2 cups of white vinegar, 2 cups of apple cider, because that's what I have left. And we're going to drop that in there. Okay. She says cinnamon stick in a spice bag. I don't have a spice bag. In it goes. I'll fish them out. I'll try to remember how many I have. Here we go. I got 2 of them in there. And then it says clove. Like whole clove. I don't have whole clove. So I'm just going to go 2 of those. Then we need some salt. Steph says 4 teaspoons of salt. 3, 4. This is actually canning salt. It's the only salt we can find. There's obviously not that many canners up here. Alright. And then sugar is 1 cup of sugar, and then I need to get out some mustard. Now, her recipe calls for dry mustard. I'm just going to use some of our mustard. I'm just gonna go get a yellow mustard out of the candy room, and I'm gonna add that in here as well. And there we go. And then, guys, we're gonna do the imaginable. We're gonna try to stir this up here a little bit. So that's gonna be the start to the ketchup. Michael loves that, what he calls the adult ketchup. He is eating that, guys. I think I gotta make more. He is eating that like crazy. Roaster almost looks like Christmas time. Yeah, I might actually have to make another full batch of that. So I'm gonna get this stirred around, guys, and then when I'm done work, I will grab the camera and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll talk about how it smells. Because I want to have a coffee before work. I start working in 20 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do. And we are gonna get this rocking and rolling in this roaster. And then we're gonna have Hickorycroft ketchup on our shelf for the winter. So this is interesting. This is the first year I've ever made ketchup. I always do tomato butter, like our family's ketchup. But Michael asked for something different. So I said, well, here we go. So I'm gonna go grab that mustard, guys, get the mustard in here. And then I will bring you guys back tonight after work, and we'll see what's going on with this roaster. All right, guys, so it's after work, and we're gonna blend this up. I did end up putting a little bit of garlic in there, and this is gonna have to be cooked overnight, obviously. I'm gonna bogging you guys up. Let's try to lift you up a little bit. And we'll get this cooking down. It'll have to cook down about halfway, Steph says. So I'm gonna get blending this, and then I will bring you guys back when I'm all blended, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, guys, so here we go. Sorry for moving you. So this is what we got. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this up, and I'm gonna let this go on about, this is my original roaster, and this one runs really hot compared to my other two. And I'm gonna put this at 200, but I'm gonna tilt the lid a little bit once I get this stirred up here. And I'm gonna let it go all night, and then we will give this a good process tomorrow. Well, we'll look at it tomorrow together. And then we'll taste it together as well, because we may feel like it needs a little more sugar, it might need a little more salt. And because to me, it's got a big vinegar smell to it. So we'll see what happens when it cooks down. But I will see you guys in the morning, and we'll see where we sit. We might have to let it cook a little bit longer. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'll see you in the morning. All right, guys, so this is the next day, and this is what it looks like. So Michael and I both tasted it. We feel it needs to be a little bit sweeter. Bring you guys up a little bit more here. So we're gonna add another 3 cups. Oh, that's 2. I'll add another one here in a second. I have changed my roasters. It's very red on the screen. It's not that red. Because we're adding more to it. And with boiling it down, it, in a roaster, it'll create this little crust around here. So, we found it needed to be a little bit sweeter. And I do need to add some more vinegar, which Michael did end up finding me yesterday. So I'm going to add, to start, another 2 cups of vinegar. Another 2 cups of vinegar. Now, in Stephanie's recipe, it does have for only 8 pounds. I had over 22 pounds of tomatoes here. So I knew it was going to be a little, had to figure it out kind of thing. And I knew I had to kind of work around a couple things. So that's exactly what we're doing. So I've added that, and we felt it needed a bit more salt as well. And this is all part of, you know, tripling and quadrupling recipes, right? So I'm going to add another 4 tablespoons of salt to this. And this, once again, is canning salt, which I rarely ever purchase. And Michael and I both agreed it needs a little bit of heat to it as well. I had omitted the cayenne that she had stated in her recipe, but I'm going to add it now because we feel it does need it a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in, turn it up, because it's all like it's very thick, right? But we want it a little bit thicker. So we are definitely going to do that. It smells really good, but I want that. I want to see if I need to add more vinegar to it or more sugar. But the next taste test we do, we'll do it on camera. Get that mixed in real well. And I'll just give it a taste from here. I think a bit sweeter. I think more salt though. And then we'll start cooking it, and then that way I can judge the salt a little bit better. It's definitely getting there. Alright. It's getting very ketchupy. Yeah. Let's let that salt cook in, and then I will bring you back. Alright guys, so it is the next day. Michael and I tasted it. We did put another 2 cups of sugar in here, and another 4 teaspoons of salt, and 1 cup of vinegar. And we're just going to give this a little taste. It's very tart, and that's how we wanted it. You probably could add a little more sugar to it, but we quite enjoy it. Oh, and we put, I re-looked at Stephanie's recipe, and it called for some cayenne pepper. So I did put a tablespoon of cayenne pepper in here. So that's in here. This is warm now, and I'm going to get this moved over, and we're going to get canning this up. Alright guys, we're going to get this canned up here. I don't know how many jars I'm going to get. I think a lot more than I think. We're going to go old school because I left my Lazy Susan out in the outdoor kitchen, so that's okay. So I'm going to leave the link to Stephanie and Chris's ketchup video in an iCard. You can go check them out. And I will leave, this is almost like a triple batch. So that's why I had to kind of tweak certain things and what have you. And my tomatoes could have been a lot different than hers. Maybe hers were a little more sweeter than ours. I definitely added a lot more sugar than what she did. So it all depends on the tomato, right? I've had my jars in the pot, canning pot, for at least an hour. So I shut the kettle off. And so they're nice and sanitized. We're going to a 1/4 inch headspace. And nice and warm. We are going to debubble. I'm going to grab another jar here. A quick little debubble. This one's a little full. I'm gonna take some of that out. Now with some vinegar, I'm just gonna wipe those rims really, really well. So lost without my Lazy Susan. Alright, some lids on these. I'm going to get them back in the canner. I do have to look up the processing time again. I think it's 20 minutes, but I'm not sure. So I'll let you know when we come back, and I'll show you how many jars I got. Just fingertip tight. Alright guys, I'm going to get these back into the canner and keep filling jars. Alright guys, we're going to pull these out of the canner. I did it for 20 minutes. And now we have ketchup. Let's see if you guys can see that. Let's move that closer. Hopefully that shadow isn't too bad. And I'll show you what else I did here in a second. So this is going to last us quite a while. So that'll be 3 tomatoes. As soon as I get the tomato butter done, that'll be 3 tomato ketchups that we have to choose from. So I think that's plenty. We don't need any more than that. And I will show you that tomato butter recipe when I get the tomato juice. We got great sealing going on. As we're pulling them, it's great. So I always keep all my extra little jars. A lot of times they're given to me or whatever the case may be. And I keep those jars. Because, you know, things are getting a little tight finding things. I'm just going to move these so I can show you what I did. This is a little bit of a rebel thing. So if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So what I did was, let's pan you up. This is a real old jar. And I'm just going to make sure that's tight. And I cooked the seal for about 10 minutes. And then I filled up this old ketchup jar. And it just sealed. It just sealed. And then I have one of these. And I'll finish marking it. And that's full of ketchup as well. I'll take this label off here in a second. It's kind of rushing to get it done. But, so there we go. 2 different ways to do your canning. This is definitely a rebel canning thing. But, it's good. It's sealed. This one isn't sealed because I got to process this one yet. But, this one is sealed. So that's great. So, I ended up with 2, 4, 13 and 2 jars and 250 that I got to process yet. So that's great. So if you like this video, guys, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As soon as we get to 1,000, we'll do a video, and then we will, for the Canadians, we will get going on that roaster as a giveaway. So don't forget to do that, because you do need to be part of the team here at the channel to get in on that roaster. So thanks for hanging out with me this weekend, and I will see you guys super soon. Bye.